Hey friends, it's April Dunn here, Georgia Realtor, and in today's video, I want to share with you the second secret to finding your dream home. Let's get into it. The second secret to finding your dream home might seem pretty common, pretty self-explanatory, but it's setting a realistic budget. Now, let me dive into this with you. Of course, you've heard me talk about how important it is to know how much you can get approved for when it comes to your financing. But let me tell you something that lenders are great at. They are going to give you your maximum that you're pre-approved for. That doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be a comfortable payment for you and your finances. So, know the reason that this comes about is because lenders are going to be taking into account your pre-tax income when they are telling you how much you can afford. Well, obviously taxes have just come around, and taxes are going to take a chunk out of your income. So there is that factor. In addition, there's not a bunch of reoccurring expenses that your lender is going to take into consideration. They're not going to consider daycare. They're not going to consider how much you spend, like me, on going out to eat or coffee in general, or overall living expenses like gas, food, clothing, whatever you might need. So even before you start talking to a lender, it's a great idea to start thinking about what is a realistic budget. If you're already used to paying rent, then you might already be used to this. Okay, so if I can afford a $1,500 a month rent payment, then I know that I can pretty much, afford comfortably a $1,500 mortgage payment and still be able to cover all of my necessary living expenses. So think about what would be most comfortable for you to pay. And then you can start toying around with different mortgage calculators to see what different payments would look like on properties when it comes down to a monthly payment basis. Of course, once you figure out what your comfort range is, you want to go ahead and speak with a lender. Now, there are so many great lenders out there, and if you're wanting to get started, remember, I have that link in my description to where you can set up a pre-approval consultation call and get rolling with that. So, please, before you start looking at any homes, make sure that you set a budget for yourself and get pre-approved so that you know that your finances are in check. So again, I'm April Dunn, Georgia Realtor, making videos to help guide and educate everyday people into making solid real estate decisions. And this, you guys, was tip number 2. Make sure you stay tuned for my next video where I share tip number 3. Let's make it a done deal. Chat with you soon.